Boss, gotta those guys, they just praying that I crash. But those guys, they don't want to see you last. They take $3 million to pay your tax. The tub full of money, I still can't relax. Time spinning, Lord forgive me, I'm a sinner. Conquered to 5 niggas. Wrong side of the position, only to find winning. Better listen when I tell you how I'm in it. Please.
I did. That's right. That's right. That's right. Back once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all over the world, from Africa to America and around the world. It's another episode of the Troy Graham Experience with the Three Kings. We got two of them in here right now, myself and Major. I'm expecting Brother Ali and some special guests to pop in as the show goes on. But welcome to the Friday night panel on the Troy Graham Experience. Mighty Major, how you been, man?
Wagwan, brethren.
Everything is everything, man. Everything is everything. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
bless this beautiful Friday night. It was raining all day, storming like crazy over it. Well, it was hot as hell most of the day, but then it started storming around 5 o'clock, and it was real bad. And now it's just a chill night.
I can tell you that it rained so hard that it broke my tomato plant, man. So, yeah, I had to go get a stick and a string and some more mulch, but everything worked out.
I'm sure there was a plan behind that because there's probably some seeds that dropped with that, right? That are gonna grow probably another tomato plant right next to it. See what I'm saying?
Hopefully, because they're starting to bloom now, so I expect to have something by September.
That's what's up. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, but you saw the title, man. Tonight there is, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, there is a heavyweight fight next weekend, and nobody seems to be talking about that. So allow me to be the first.
Yeah, and by the way, remind me of what the topic is, by the way, brother, because actually I got off of work, took a shower, went to the store with wifey, and just got back. So I jumped immediately on. So remind me of what the title is, and I also got to share it afterwards, by the way.
Okay, well, no problem. Well, the artwork is clear. It says White versus Joshua, the rematch, and right there in the little panel, there's a guy flexing. His name is Terrence Bud Crawford. So basically, he's sitting on top of the boxing throne right now. But I did want to shed some light on the fact that there is a heavyweight fight August the 12th of this year. So that's 8 days away, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about it. It's a rematch.
Who?
White versus Joshua.
No. Who cares?
Oh, I thought you sounded like a little owl over there. Like who?
Nah. Who cares, bro? Who cares, y'all? Nah, I'm saying, look. It's a good little. The Europeans, they know how to how to give their guys an exit plan. You know what I'm saying? They know how to give their guys an exit plan. So, I'm not mad at that. You know what I'm saying? That Josh was fighting Dillian White for a second time. It's a good exit plan for both of them. AJ is actually a really, really good boxer. He's still got more to him. Dillian White, I don't see him as an attraction as far as on the top level. But as AJ can still do what he does, but there's just people that are better than him, and he understands that. Like Usyk is a better boxer than him. Wilder probably knock him out, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? And it just is what it is, bro.
But look, I agree that he might knock him out at this stage, but he has been training with Buddy McGirt the last couple of months. But hold on 1 second, because we got the champion maker in the building.
Mr. McDowell.
Yeah, Mama McDowell from Baltimore, Maryland. What's going on there, champion maker?
How y'all doing, man?
Back in the 80s, I ate at McDowell's. What's going on?
Yeah. It's a boxing match tomorrow here in Baltimore at Coppin State College.
Go ahead and speak on it, because I don't think a lot of people know about that. But go ahead and promote it.
Yeah, well, it's being promoted by Devontae Tate Davis company, and this female have this promotional company. I forgot her name, but I think it's Baby Girl or something like that. Promotions, and it's going to be at Coppin. And it was supposed to be a fight where Calvin was supposed to fight uh, the boy that Tank knocked out, supposed to fight his trainer, Romero, something like that.
Rolly's
Roll.
coach.
Yeah, he's supposed to fight his coach, but it didn't. The commission didn't let it happen.
But but Marvin, isn't that dude pushing like 200 plus pounds, and isn't Calvin like 160 or something like that? How much Calvin weigh?
Yeah, Calvin weigh about 170, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know how, and then there's an age difference, right?
Right. They weren't gonna let that go. But if they'd have went in there as an amateur match, it might have happened.
Exhibition.
But they want to go pro. I think 6 rounds, something, man.
That's because they want to get paid.
Yeah, but it was a heavyweight against middleweight, something light heavyweight. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know what they was thinking about, man.
Oh. Okay, well, tell the truth though, right? Can that coach fight? The coach for Rolly? Can he? You seen him?
Yeah, he's ex-professional boxer, man.
That don't mean nothing. It don't mean that you were good.
It don't, but it means that you have a little more experience than somebody that had about maybe 3 or 4 amateur fights.
And Calvin ain't never fight pro.
And giving up 50 pounds or so.
That's true. But Calvin ain't never fight pro.
No, no.
Okay, well, since you here, man, we're gonna start it off with the heavyweights. You know, there's a heavyweight match next Saturday. It's a rematch between Dillian White and Joshua. As I told you when we spoke offline, one of them, his head is not really right now. That's Joshua. And White, I think he's in the twilight of his career because his footwork and balance have just gotten worse to me. He's not progressing. He's starting to regress, even though I'm still a big fan of his.
He's just hustling and trying to get his last piece of money, man.
That sounds like both of them. But go ahead and jump in here, Major.
Yeah, no, I mean, but you see, I don't think that he's starting to lose his footwork. I think he never had footwork. That's what I told you for the longest, Troy. When you were bigging him up all the time, I was like, bro, I understand it's your countryman, bro, but bro, you got to be real. You know what I'm saying? When we talking about this boxing stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like the dude's footwork is really always off balance. You know what I'm saying? He just like the way he like tries to walk in is like not even like remotely close to smooth, bro. Like it's like always just sloppy. You know what I'm saying? And I always seen that from him, and then he wings his punches way too much. Like he projects them from a distance. Like you already know he's throwing a haymaker. You know what I'm saying? So that's the point. Like at an elite level, I never seen him at an elite level. You know, I just never seen him like that. But I know you did. So you know, I used to tell you. Remember, I deleted it already from my.
I never said.
Hey, listen, Troy, I deleted the whole the whole live that I did. And it was what was it called? What did I call it? It was the
Get at Troy Graham and cut his throat because
no.
got knocked out.
No, it was called what do they call that shit when you bring people together to talk to you about your problem, your addiction and stuff like that? Intervention. I said the Troy Graham intervention. That was the name of the show, the Troy Graham intervention, and we were trying to tell you about Dillian White. You remember that?
No. But as I told you, I'm a fan of his, but I see his flaws. I see his flaws man. Clearly. I never once said he was elite.
Flaws, man. He always had those flaws, man.
Yeah, obviously, but no. You know what I'm saying is they've gotten worse.
I just think as what you call as he's moved up with competition. You know what I'm saying? And other people, you know, younger fighters with smoother skills, you know, have fought him. It's more transparent now. It's easier for the eye to see now. But he's always had those problems.
No, but Major. But he's always fought the top competition. He fought the Joshuas. He fought the Furies. He fought the Chisoras. Yeah. He fought the other dude who's a Bridgerweight champion.
Did he win? Did he win?
He lost to Joshua. He lost to Fury, and he beat the rest of the cats. He beat David Parker, right, who was a former champion over there, and he beat all the rest of the cats, but he lost to Fury and Joshua. And he lost to Povetkin, and then he came back and knocked him out.
Yeah, but he got slept by Povetkin too, a 40-year-old Povetkin at that. But listen, I'm just trying to say, look, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I just think that, you know, maybe you didn't want to see it. Maybe you didn't want to see it, Troy, but he's always been like that, to me at least. You know what I mean? Like you know, because I know you got a good eye for boxing, Troy, but I don't think you wanted to see it because he was your
No,
countryman.
I've always
You know what I'm
seen I've always seen his flaws. I just respect the type of fighter that he was. I never said he was elite. I always said it. There's something about him I like. I never said he was elite. And I
You
always
like
think
that?
that
He's your
master
countryman.
footwork.
That's what you like. He's your countryman. That's what you like.
Well, hold on now. Hold on now. You know, Errol Spencer is Jamaican, you know, by way of his mother and father. Right?
That's true, but true. But Bud is special though. Bud is special though. Everybody can see that.
No. But you know, okay.
I got you, Troy. I got you, Troy. Man, come on, man.
Go ahead, jump
Don't let me
in,
keep
Bob.
pulling your leg, bro. Don't let me keep pulling your leg like a pit bull. What'd you think about
Marvin.
that, Marvin? What'd you think about that performance that Bud had? And I mean, we could jump back on the subject, Troy. I hate to switch it, but I do want to hear, because last time we spoke was last Friday, and I don't know, like maybe we should call it the three kings with the sage, or the three kings with the oracle. You know what I'm saying?
I said the fight wasn't going no more than 9 rounds. Did I not say that?
Yep.
Yes, you
I
did.
think we agreed on that too. I think we agreed on that last week. Yeah. I think we agreed on that when we were talking to Ali.
It ain't so much that Bud is elite. Bud can fight, right? He can box, but it just shows the flaws that Earl Spence had. I never really thought of Earl as being a good boxer. You know, he just got the best good matches, you know, and that made him look a little better than what he was. You know, just like in boxing, you had those different levels of boxers. And, you know, Earl Spence is sort of considered a fighter. You'll match him with a B- or C+, you know, and he getting there and beat him up, and man, you think that, oh man, he's ready for a world championship. You know, it's just the way that he has been matched up. You know, I've been seeing him around for a minute.
And you also stated last week, I think you stated that coming up through the amateurs, right? Like you know, there was the other people that was ahead of him, right? And then he wasn't making no noise until they left and went pro.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So there you
go. You know, I'm saying he really didn't do much in the amateurs until all of those guys left. You know, he just came on. Was just coming on the scene. You know, and they was a little older than him. And you know, as everybody was progressing and, you know, winning their national championships and stuff, and then, you know, they turned pro. So then they come along, because Bud had 40 pro fights. He just had, what, 28?
29, I believe. 28.
Yeah. So I'm saying 40, 29, you know? So,
and honestly, man, you know, you always said he was a basic fighter. That's the word you use.
Yeah.
And this was from years ago, before the fight, when I used to come to your gym and we used to talk. He used to say, yeah, the dude is just basic. He's a basic fighter.
Yeah. And the only thing that got him through was that he was a southpaw and he had a little punch.
Timing. And he had that timing, yeah.
Yeah.
And a little bit, and he's a little aggressive too. That's you know what I'm saying? Because he's naturally, remember, he started off at 154, and then he drained himself to get to 147. But he started off, I think his first 3 fights was at 154, and then he went down to 147. You know, and so basically he's a weight bully, you know, and he gets a little aggressive, you know, keeps coming forward and shit, you know what I'm saying?
You still call him a weight bully?
Yeah, I mean, basically, you know, it is what it is, you know, because he knows naturally, you know, with the bigger guys, he should have been fighting with them this whole time, but instead he's fighting at 147, you know?
Right. Yeah, but you remember,
saying, you know, like, then too, you know, he was beating on beating fighters. You know, the fighters with the name that he fought, they had already got beaten up on. You
talking
know?
about Brooke.
A couple of them, man. You know,
But you
couple of
know,
them.
look, Kovalevskis, right? Here's the thing: he was doing the best that he could when he was with Bob Arum, right? Because Bob Arum was trying to get everybody. Bob Arum didn't really have like PBC had most of the welterweights, right? So
Uh-huh.
when it came to that, he had to fight undefeated Jeff Horn, who had just beat Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? To get that belt. Boom, he did that. You know what I'm saying? He
Right.
went and he fought like a bunch of other people. He fought
Benavidez.
Benavidez, yeah, who
Yeah.
ended up moving up, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. He ended up beating an undefeated Kovalevskis, the Mean Machine,
Mhm.
stuff like that. I was the first person that beat Kovalevskis. He ended up
Mhm.
beating, Danny Garcia, of course, who never did anything at welterweight neither. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
the thing is that he pretty much copied, Errol Spence's track, up to that point as far as names,
Right.
right? And
But they
and he
were
did a better
names
job with each
that
one.
were beaten on. A lot of those guys that he was fighting, they were beaten on. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
they was
Even
ready.
Spence.
They was ready for him. Yeah, yeah,
Now Spence is the one that got beaten on now. So anybody that
right.
fights Spence after this, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Chances go around, and then the age too, man. You know, just one fight will show that you're too old.
Yeah,
Just like
yeah, that's true.
Bud. Bud ain't gonna be around too much longer. You know,
Nah.
and he'd be 36. And I'm saying those guys started boxing when he was like 8 years old, eight,
Yeah.
10 years old, man. That's a lot of pounding, man. And then one day, when you have that fight, that's when you know it's over, man. Because your reflexes won't be right. You know, you be looking
But
at
if
punches, trying to duck them and catching them. You
Hey,
know.
let me ask you something though. If he does, because he wants to move, he's moving to 154.
Uh-huh.
If Jamel moves back down, right, after his fight with Canelo, and they
Uh-huh.
fight, right?
Mhm.
Regardless, even if he doesn't fight Jamel, whoever, if he fights Tim Tszyu, let's say, whoever, right? If he
Mhm.
becomes undisputed in that weight class and becomes 4-time lineal champion, bro,
Mhm.
what do you think about that? I mean, how high do you have him in the record books if he does that?
I think if he play it right, it can happen, man. If he play it right and don't wait too long, to get those fights off, man. I think he can get it. I give him I give him like two years of good fighting. He's still got about 2 years left in him, because he haven't really been beaten on.
Right.
That makes a difference. He haven't really been hurt. He got
Yeah.
cracked a couple of times, but he hasn't really been beaten on from his skill level, him
Yeah.
slipping and moving and tying up and stuff like that. So he really haven't really got hurt, so
It's
I'd give
only
him a
the wear and
couple
tear
more
from the
years.
training, right? That's it pretty much. The wear and tear from the training.
Well, like in some gyms when you train, like if they see you getting out of hand, they'll stop it and they'll put you out the camp. Especially if you're training for a fight and somebody trying to show off or something like that, when they see they, jumping out on, they'll say, well, we don't need your services no more. So I
Yeah.
know if anybody getting the best of them and trying to jump out on them, man, they ain't gonna let that happen
Yeah.
because a
Right.
lot of times the fights are lost in the gym, you know,
Yeah.
getting ready to
Mental.
do
Mentally.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, but Terrence said something. He was being interviewed. He said, "Look, man, I'm 36. I don't have too much time left in this game. So
Yeah.
he knows what's
Yeah.
up. He knows
Yeah.
what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so something tells me he might move up and try to
Yeah.
do
He
it
got,
another
he
time.
got,
The
he got, he
undisputed.
got to, he got to move fast.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
got to
yeah,
move
yeah, yeah. He's
fast.
gonna do the undisputed, and then he's gonna retire. And
Yeah.
honestly, if he doesn't get that, I think he might just retire because he doesn't really need Charlo or anybody else. He's in the Hall of Fame already. He doesn't
Yeah.
really need anybody else to get in the Hall of Fame. He doesn't.
Yeah. But I'm saying, money keeps you in, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
That
and
money look very attractive, right? And you be thinking like, oh, okay, well, I
Yeah.
can
Hey.
do this, do that. You know?
But Marvin, he sits down and has lunch with what's his name? Warren Buffett,
Yeah, yeah.
because
So
they
I
from the
guess
same
Warren,
hometown.
Yeah, Warren Buffett going to tell him what to do with his money, like he
Hell
helped
yeah.
Floyd out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because
That-
Floyd, that's how Floyd got. He's a billionaire now, man. Warren Buffett is his mentor, man. You know.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
the Floyd's.
Yeah, he's Floyd.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's why he be at all Floyd's fights, man. You know, when he was fighting, man, right there in the
Man.
audience, man. You know, he get him in investing, and you know, that's why Floyd got that money, man. Because Warren Buffett showed him how to get it and how to keep it. Yeah.
Damn.
Warren Buffett is also one of Jay-Z's mentors. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
You know
all them
what?
guys
You know
that got
that,
that money like that.
that let me tell you something. Let me tell you something real quick, man, about that, man. With Floyd, a lot of people don't understand, man. Floyd, he made the right decisions at the right time. Not a lot of people are gonna come to those crossroads where you have social media like the way we know it, like we're on social media right now. That started, bro. It started, and you still had the name recognition of Floyd Mayweather. You still had boxing, you know, where people love the sport. It was still competing a lot with UFC. You know what I'm saying? You still had what's called it the cable companies without stealing it, or at least that was easy. You know what I mean? Like you had to really know technology to be stealing it back then, right? And it was something where it was at a crossroads where he did the right promotion for himself. He was the enemy of the public. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he was the enemy, the one that everybody wanted to see lose, and he played that villain role excellently. You know what I'm saying? And he did it, and he promoted the shit out of himself. And kudos to him, man.
Who that remind you of? Somebody back in the day.
Ali.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's where he got it from.
Right.
That's where he got it from. And Ali got it from Jack Johnson and the pretty wrestler guy. What's his name? Pretty George, whatever.
Yeah. And I think he got it though. I think his father understood. I think Floyd Sr. Understood that, because Floyd still be trying to rhyme and rap his ass off and shit. You know what I'm saying? Even though he can barely talk, he'd be trying to rhyme and shit. You know.
Yeah, but his father was managed by a manager here that lived in Baltimore. You know, he had some ties here in Baltimore. Floyd Mayweather Sr.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yep. He had some ties here.
Yeah, Floyd Sr., man.
From Jersey. You know, he originally from New Jersey.
Floyd Sr., I like him, man. I like him because even though, you know, he speaks slow, his mind is working fast. You can tell his mind is working fast, but he speaks slow. You know what I mean?
He can work them mitts too, man.
Because his mind is quick. His mind is quick. You can tell his mind is quick. If you pay attention, his mind is quick, but he talks slow, you know?
Yeah. He was a stand-up guy, though. If he says something, he was definitely gonna see it through, you know.
And you know, Floyd and them, their family is like a boxing dynasty, man. You know,
he got the uncles two uncles that were champions.
Man.
Shout out to Roger Mayweather, may he rest in peace, man. Like,
Yeah, Roger and Jeff were champions, but Roger was the great one, and Roger was the great one, and Jeff was just like an all right guy, but he was champion though. Yeah, but Roger could not get past Chavez, could he? Couldn't get past Chavez, boy.
And who he fought? Rocky Lockridge?
Knocked him out. And then in turn, Roger turned around and knocked out a pretty good fighter by the name of Tyrone Trice in the first round.
Tyrone Trice,
Yeah. Tyrone went on to do some good things in boxing.
Mm-hmm. See, Roger did the whole Mexican assassin thing. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. That's until he got to Chavez. Yeah. Chavez had his number, and then he was asked about Chavez fighting his nephew, and the truth is, he said that Floyd ain't got that dog in him to get past Chavez. In so many words, is what he said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Chavez he had so many damn fights, man.
Yeah, he started off in Mexico though.
But I'm saying he had about 80 something damn fights before he had his first loss.
Right. But his stablemate had like 104 fights. Remember his stablemate, the guy who fought Pernell Whitaker. When Pernell Whitaker sat in the corner and was just doing his thing, and the dude couldn't hit him, and then they took the fight from Pernell. I can't remember the brother's name. He had 104 fights, and still coming. Yeah, them dudes fought all the time back then, man.
Yeah, and they fought whoever was in front of. You know, they do all the picking and choosing and stuff, right?
Yeah, because the fight that hurt me, man, was when he came to New York and fought, Edwin Rosario.
Yeah.
I was just getting into boxing. Then I'm from the Bronx. He's from the Bronx. I was hoping Edwin would knock his head off. He beat up Edwin. He beat him up. Chavez beat him up, man.
Man, listen, I was telling, wasn't I telling, who was I telling last week? I think it was it Ali? No, it wasn't Ali. Was it Ali? I'm saying, like, you know, back in the day, you had a dude with 45-0 in 1 year, Harry Greb.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 45-0 in 1 year. That's a fight almost every damn fucking week of the year.
And see, a lot of the fighters, right, they used to come in Baltimore and fight at the Coliseum, right? They used to go, they used to ride the trains from each state, you know, with the hobos and stuff, right? They make a little money to get a fight, make a little money here, go to the next town on the train, man. They used to hang with the hobos, man.
Because they used to have the fights outside, right? They used to have the rings outside.
Yeah.
It's simple,
Create a ring.
Yeah, because what's his name? A lot of those famous boxers came to Baltimore, man. You know, on the train, get off, make some money, boom. You know, like one of my trainers named Jimmy McAllister, right? You can Google him.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
He was the only man on record that fought Willie Pep to a draw. So back during that time, you know, if you fought a guy like that to a draw, you really beat him. But then they fought 2 times more, and Willie Pep knocked him out. But it just was that time, you know, he had his glory, you know. And what they used to do, you know, I'm saying they used to go from town to town. And when he was an amateur, right, Sugar Ray Robinson used to come in town with his pink Cadillac and gather up all the good boxers and take them up New York, and they would fight, and they would win a gold medal or something, right? A gold watch, and he used to sell that watches. That's how they used to make their money.
Dang, he didn't pay them no cash, Mom? He paid them in watches?
No, what I'm saying, they still were amateurs.
Oh, okay.
And when they fought, right? They was awarded a gold watch, and a lot of them used to sell it, you know, make some money off the watches. But Sugar Ray Robinson used to come down here in his pink Cadillac, man, and gather up all the top boxers from Baltimore and take them up to New York and let them fight.
Yeah, I like your new logo, man.
In here real quick. Yeah, we got another guest jump in. That's Bruce Gass and Jazz. And he actually knows the name of the guy I was talking about, Marvin, the one that had 104 fights when he fought Pernell.
Yeah.
He spoke to Bruce before. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I believe I did, sir. You're very, very knowledgeable. I just been sitting back listening to you. Troy asked me to jump on. An honor to be on here with you, man. Major Key's a friend of mine. Troy's a friend of mine, bro. I guess we're all friends. Love boxing, man. So it's an honor to be on here with you, Marvin.
So I'm in the right group.
All the time.
Oh, listen, man, Marvin. Yo, Bruce is an OG just like yourself, man. And he's been to a lot of these events back in the day and stuff like that, man. He can recall, you know, his first. Just let him know. I'm pretty sure you guys have spoken before, but Bruce, if you want to remind him, you know what I'm saying, you know, your first incident, then go ahead and shoot off the hip wherever you want to go after that.
Well, you guys are just speaking on the golden era of boxing, and you know, I loved boxing through the 70s and the 80s. To me, that was the stuff that we got on free TV. We saw the best. We saw coming up and very accessible. So, you know, that's the era I grew up in, Marvin. And I know your expertise lies in that era, bro.
Yeah. Because I started boxing in 72.
All right.
Yeah, I was 13 years old.
All right, man. Yeah. I spoke to and met the 1972 Olympic gold medalist Sugar Ray Seals not long ago, bro.
Oh yeah.
Nice man.
Yeah, I met him. I met him here in Baltimore at a fight. You know, he was training this guy, and it was at Martin's West, and they had a fight up there, and I met him, man. You know, he was real cool, man.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
just seemed like a lot of these guys now, you know, the older guys, man, they real cool, but these little guys now that's out there, man, they act so privileged and stuff, man. A lot of them ain't really do anything, you know, but they act like they act snobby, man. Like you like you can't even really get with them, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. No, I heard you talking about Floyd hanging out with with the financial whiz and learning investing, and that's something
Yeah,
we don't see with these OGs. A lot of
that's
these
right.
guys, like you were just talking about Rocky Lockridge, man. Rocky Lockridge, I think he died on the streets of Camden, bro.
Penniless, broke. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
Exactly. You
yep,
know, it's so
Heartbreaking, man.
sad. And I think the boxers today, I don't think they want to put their bodies through what the OGs put their bodies through because they see the results. I don't think they want to fight as often, and they're really smart with their money. They're only fighting for big purses. They don't want to hear the $100,000 purses. They want the $1 million purses. And it's
yeah.
I don't know if it's done any good for boxing, man. Because I feel like an alien in boxing today. It's a whole different world than what I grew up in.
Yeah.
When I hey man, we're seeing some great fights now. It's almost like all of a sudden they said let's put the contests on. We just saw Spence and Crawford. We saw Monster Newey and Fulton. We're going to see a heavyweight fight in a couple more weeks. It just seems like there's
Next
you know,
week. Next week.
next week Canelo and Charlo. I mean, damn, we've been calling for that fight for years. So it's just funny that right now this this part in time, it seems like we're getting the great fights we haven't gotten in years. We haven't gotten 50-50
Yeah.
fights in a long
But
time.
you know what?
Why is
It,
that?
it just seemed like see, because a lot of these careers don't last too long, you know, and it just seemed like they're trying to get what they can get, you know, and get out. But then too, you know, you really never hear about any of these guys that retired, you know, what they're doing and how they are financially. Because a lot of them, man, they ain't doing too good, you know.
Oh, it's
And
sad. In fact, I'm trying to help out some of the old guys that I know. I'm trying to let them sell their autographs, but it's
yeah,
hard work for a lot of these guys because they're not internet savvy. They don't know how to do Cash App. I mean, it's really difficult. And plus, they've been burned so much in their life. Then
they don't
they're not
trust nobody.
exactly, man.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's so sad because,
yep,
like you said, man, they had millions, and now that they're relying on government assistance, and it's
yeah.
it's sad. And these are the guys that I grew up. I mean, people at my age, they had Superman on their wall. They had GI Joes, man.
Hmm.
I had fucking Muhammad Ali on my wall. I had Marvin Hagler. These are
Hmm.
the things I grew up with.
Yeah, but you know, like I was going to run for the Maryland State Athletic Commissioner position here in Maryland, right? And you know what I was going to do? I was going to recommend that every boxer that boxes in Maryland either have their GED or their high school diploma. You know, try to show some kind of that they have
Mature.
completed
Yeah.
and know a little something. And what they don't know, they'll have sense enough to ask somebody else that do know. Because a lot of time these guys sign these contracts, man, and sign their damn life away.
And don't
And
read a damn thing.
yeah, and that's why a lot of them don't have anything, man, because they just let it go like that, man. You know, so they should show some kind of competency. You know, being a high school graduate, having a diploma, or having a GED. It just shows some kind of competency. You know, that
You
they
think there's
can
ever going to
read
be
and
a
sort of understand.
You think there's ever going to be like a pension fund for boxing, or some kind of a?
It's
I,
it's, it's,
I
it's,
I have no idea.
Okay,
it's
Bruce.
going to be
That has
very hard.
okay. Okay, Marvin and Bruce, that has to be done by the fighters themselves. No one is going to come along and do that. It's not going to be the promoters, not going to be the money managers, because they'll end up losing money.
Yeah,
That
but
has to be
it
done
is.
by some fighters and some
Yeah,
people
but
in
it's going
charge
to
of
be
people's
very
money and
hard
power.
because it's going to be very hard
It's damn
because
hard.
of the differences in pay. You know, so say like you got a 4 rounder, you might take maybe $100 or something like that to put toward. Put. It's just that everybody's not going to agree to the money that's being taken out.
No,
You know.
no, but that's why you have tiers. Just like with insurance companies, Marvin. You have like a silver package, gold package, platinum package. There's
Yeah,
just different
yeah,
tiers, and you go from there.
yeah. Yeah, but it's a trustworthy thing because if you get the government involved in it, it's going to be taxed because it's going to be taxed anyway. You know, so I'm saying that's a difficult situation, man.
It's
Yeah.
honestly, trust me, you preach it to the
Yo,
choir. It's very difficult,
I've
but
even put my
definitely needs
brain
to
to
be
the,
done.
I've even put my brain to it, bro. I've reached out to a friend of mine that I used to work with. That he's actually he used to be in the House of Representatives, and I
Mhm.
picked his brain about it, man. Like I'm trying to tell you this because it's on a state level. Right, each
Yeah,
state has their own thing, and then we have we got to remember there's different countries involved in this sport.
right.
There's no kind of league. There's nothing. You see what I'm saying? So it becomes very difficult to actually try to clean all that up
Yeah,
on even a stateside level, on a federal level
yeah,
here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
right.
Because it's just so broken up, man. It's so
Yeah,
this
because
is literally like a gangster's paradise, like how people have
right,
called it in the
right,
past. You know what I'm saying?
right. Because it's an individual situation,
Yeah,
you know, and the promoters, man, they want to make all they can make, man. They're not worried
Exactly.
about that, you know. And
Also have to,
it's a difficult situation, man. Very difficult.
and you also have to factor in. This is the perfect place for you to clean your money. Why would anybody want to change that? You
Yeah,
could bring. I mean, why would anybody? I mean, if you in that type of business where you all could figure it out. Why would you
uh-huh.
want to change that when you could come here, clean your money, and get away with it?
Yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah,
it's one of those few. It's one of those few little things that you can get away with. Yeah, that right. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And unfortunately, there's so many gaps. Like like you're gonna get flooded regardless, bro. Like no matter what, like you could try to plug all the holes in. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You're gonna get flooded, like because it wasn't thought of the right way. Like Marvin just said a little while ago,
mhm,
a lot of these guys earn their record just stopping from town to town. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So each town has their different rules and regulations. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
and how you can do this and how you can do that. And it's crazy, but it's reality. No one ever fixed it, and here we are, 2023, with a sport, an old time, past that we all love, man. You know what I'm saying? A pastime, favorite, but bro, it's just broken. It's broken. It's so
yeah.
broken.
Broken and corrupt and the whole nine
Yep.
yards, man.
Yeah, because
And I'm saying to see these people doing so good, making all this money, they stars and stuff, man. And then you look at them later, man, you can't believe that's the same people.
they don't
You
know how
know?
to manage money. I
Yeah,
remember reading a story about Kid Chocolate, but this is the original Kid Chocolate. The Cuban fighter from back in the day, the guy who
yeah.
fought Sugar Ray Robinson. He said he got
Uh-huh.
paid in cash, and he ran out the
Uh-huh.
hotel for something. He left his briefcase full of money, $85,000 in the hotel. He had to run back
Hmm.
and get it. See what I'm saying? He died broke.
Yeah, I had my trainer
Yeah.
Jimmy McAllister, right? One time he had a fight and I think he was supposed to get like maybe $35,000, right? So he got the money, right? And all of them were dollar bills, man. You know, he had about maybe $300 bills, $1 bills. You know, he had like a 20 on the top and a 20 on the bottom. So he thought that he had money. So he got to start counting it. He took the money off the top, and all the rest of the money were dollar bills. A lot of people, man, they got a lot of people like that, man. A whole lot of people.
Yeah, they did.
You
Yeah,
think
they
you're getting
did,
paid
man.
something, man? give you what you want. What can you do? Then one time he said he was fighting, and it was back in the day, back in the 30s and 40s, and the gangsters used to be out in the audience, you know, and you in the ring fighting, and you look in the audience, and they show you their gun for you to take that dive. They flash, they lift up the shirt and show you that weapon, you know, and you have to take that dive, man.
Yeah,
Man.
you take that dive. You'll be watching
Yeah, take
every
that
every
dive where you
every
want.
everything.
Take that dive where
You
you won't dive.
yeah, because you in there fighting in the ring, but you're keeping an eye on the crowd. So
Yeah.
something gonna happen.
Uh-huh.
Something gonna happen,
Yeah.
man. But yeah, but
Bruce,
Marvin, man,
go
it
ahead,
was
Bruce.
a, huh? It
Oh, my
was a
bad.
time
I
where
think Bruce had something to say. I seen him
oh, okay,
come off
Bruce,
mute.
Bruce, I'm sorry. Go ahead and jump in here, Bruce. I'm sorry.
Oh no, man! I was just going to ask Marvin. Speaking of dives, do you know of any dives that we may not be familiar with that you can talk about?
Yeah, well, this is old school stuff though, man. That's what I was talking about. Like right now, you know, it's hard to catch, but you can see right off when somebody come out who's gonna win and who's gonna lose. You don't even have to, it ain't rocket science, man. Sometimes as soon as they throw the first punch, oh man, this man don't belong in there, man. But that's the way of boxing, man. That's the way it is.
Definitely, man. And Bruce, you were talking about these fighters making millions. There's only about 2 to 3% of boxers that's only making money, man. All the rest of all the rest of blue collar workers, man, they're struggling. It's
Oh yeah.
really
Yeah,
not really it's really not that many fighters today making a whole bunch of money. It really isn't.
right. Yeah, they'd be
Hey,
good if they make. Go ahead.
go ahead, man.
I'm saying some of them. I'll be glad if they make at least $25,000. I'm saying, like it's just kind of crazy, man, and it's kind of pitiful, you know, that boxing has been around for so long, and nobody just can get together on it to make it right for the fighters to benefit off of it.
That's because the fighters have to do it. Nobody's gonna do anything for the fighters. The fighters have to
Right.
do it.
And let
Yeah,
me
but
ask
I'm
you something
saying,
too, Marvin. Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
Because I have a suggestion, if it's not already in place, and I don't know, with your program, right? No hooks
Uh-huh.
before books, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
with your program, I think that there should be something instilled if it's not already, and I don't know if it is or isn't, so I'm not
Yeah,
jumping to
yeah,
conclusions. But
financial literacy.
well,
Financial
no,
literacy.
that part, yes, but no, I'm saying a mentorship program. Maybe have like reach out to people and say, hey, you know what? I need you to be part of this pool. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
mentor some of this youth that's growing up. I'll show you who's the potential, this and this and that. You guys can build a relationship, and then when they become pros, you mentor them on how to manage their money. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And then
right.
maybe include that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe include that. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
then
but
in the future,
see,
if
that's what
something
I'm
works out,
saying. That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
I have somebody that's going to start doing financial literacy. So once
Oh,
they're
okay, okay.
aware, yeah, once they're aware of what and how and when they could do with their money, you know, they'll go at it in a smarter, in a smarter tone, man. Because
Yeah.
what I'm saying, you can't be held accountable if you don't know.
Right, right, right.
You
No, I'm
know.
I'm saying though, like as a mentor, like as far as like, look, you know how Bud got Warren Buffett, and you said that Floyd did too, right?
Uh huh.
Sometimes you need that one-on-one personal relationship with somebody where you could trust and ask those questions, and and
Right.
you could say, hey, you know what, I already, I understand this person's skills, and you know what I'm saying, and this person's areas of opportunity, and blase
Right.
blase, and then vice versa. The student knows, hey, I can really trust on this person, I can really count on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go
Yeah.
seek some advice real quick. You see what I'm saying? That one-on-one relationship in life, that shit is like priceless.
Right.
If you could get somebody that really is dedicated to helping out somebody that's
Mhm.
just starting off on their feet in their youth, you know what I'm saying, and coming into the business and into the world. A lot of these kids don't have fathers, you know what I'm saying, don't have nobody
Yeah.
that they
Well,
could really lean on, you know what I'm saying.
well, believe this, right? Just today, right? I met a guy at the weigh-in for this fight, and we
Hmm.
were talking about the same thing, you know.
Wow, you see,
And he
I'm telling
said,
you, I'm sent from God,
yeah,
Marvin. I'm sent
he
from
said
God.
that he would volunteer and come and talk to the kids, you know, because he does business and he does financial literacy, he just do everything, man, And he said, man, that he would do that for me. So I said, yeah, man, we can set something up. Yeah, somebody today was just talking about that to me. He wanted to come and talk to the
Wow,
kids.
All
look
right.
at
I hope
that.
everything works out because you and I got to talk off here too.
Yeah, yeah.
Bruce, with all the Hall of Fame Hall of Fame fighters you've been recently talking to and going to the Hall of Fame stuff, Bruce, because I think Marvin be going to some of them as well.
Yeah, he
Yo,
does.
bro, like what's the most interesting conversation you've had, and with who?
Well, oh man, I just like to bump into guys like for instance like Marlon Starling. I mean, he was a legend back in the day, and I got Marlon on. I call him up about several times a month, and he likes to talk about the same old thing, and I let him go because I mean, there's so many great fights that he had, and I mean he's one of them. Tim Witherspoon's another one, man. I talk to Tim all the time. I do shows with him. These guys, they have a lot to say, but they don't have the access to the computers like they have today, and that would help these guys because there are a lot of benefits out there that they can tap into. But it's so frustrating. You have to go from one location to the other on foot,
Yeah.
making phone calls, getting a robocall for 2 hours on the phone. I'm trying to do something with Tim Witherspoon's group. It's called the Circle of Legends, and we want to do something that's called laptops for legends, where these companies or different people, if they have laptops that they're not using, get them refurbished. We can get them out there to these fighters because once they can get on programs like this, like Troy has and like you have, Major Key, people can be aware of their plight. People who used to watch them like me saying, "Oh man, if I can donate $25 to him and the GoFundMe page, or however way they do it." But yeah, that's just one of the ideas because there's so many fighters out there, man. Like I ran the Blade Barkley, the guy fought his heart out, man. Gave us some great fights, and he's living on government assistance now. We're trying to do things like get their autographs sold because people get a chance to get an autograph from one of these legends for $25, and that'll help these guys out immensely. They can sell 10 of those a month, man. Add another couple of hundred to their little paycheck. It's great because we gotta start from grassroots, man. I mean, like my man was saying, there's it's going to be so hard to implement this stuff, to get the fighters to trust to give any part of their purse to a fund. Marvin, he knows exactly what's happening there. So it's going to be
Mhm.
real small grassroots, the internet thing. Let them become aware of the benefits. And I mean, for a lot of fighters, it comes right down to paying your share of Social Security, making sure you get on those rolls. So when
Right,
you
right.
retire, you know, you're going to get that you can get disability, you can get a check when you retire, and once you get into the system, but it's awareness. We have to. Marvin said it, man. You got to make sure these kids at least have access to a GED, financial advisors, because it's a shock infested world out there, and
Yeah,
and it's bad because hardly any of the legends I know, hardly any of these guys are well off.
right.
That's
Just like
true.
I heard that Maurice Blocker is homeless.
He
Yeah,
is.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah,
is. Unfortunately, he's.
yeah,
That's very true. That's very. That's,
in New York City too,
yeah.
man. Unbelievable.
yeah,
That he's actually bipolar. That's his thing.
yeah.
I don't want to get too much into it, but he has some issue.
Well,
But
that's
he's still a happy guy, man. He's a dude's a happy
and that's
Yeah.
dude
not
and all that.
uncommon.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon, man. these fighters today, they're looking at these legends. They're saying, "Damn, look at these guys. They fought 60, 70 times. They fought
Hmm.
5, 6 times a year. I'm not going to do that. I can fight once a year, make $500,000. And if they're smart, they're. I just don't know. For the fans, it's not a good thing. We're not seeing the fights we used to see. But on the other hand, I can see how fighters, how they don't want to go broke. They don't want to be senile.
Because there's no insurance. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Right. But that's only a few boxes, and there's only a few boxes today that are even able to say, I'm touching this and touching that. Is a very,
Or saying that,
very few
I'm
of them.
financially all right.
Yeah, it's very few of them. I don't care if they're fighting once a year and you think they're making a lot of money. There's very few of them. On the surface, it might seem that way, but they're not going home to that type of money. It's very
Oh, but
few.
yeah, but that's what he was saying though. That's what he was saying. He was saying basically that you know what I'm saying, like they're trying to pretty much they need to organize is what we're saying, but
Yeah.
he's pretty much highlighting the fact that that's what they're going after, right? They want that, but they don't know how to organize and do that. Basically,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like they want to get $500,000, $1 million a year, or what have you. You know what I'm saying? But they don't know how to organize because they're competitors, and then they're dealing with different promotional companies that don't get along either. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you're not really like like basically the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. So the leader doesn't work right because they greedy. They not thinking right. You know what I'm saying? And then you sign to them and they're not helping you neither. You know? Like,
That's
yeah, I
right.
mean.
That's
The whole
right.
situation's fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's not true for all of them. It starts with trust to do this, and I think that's the big issue. You have to
Yeah, but I'm
get
saying, who
together and
can you
get
tell
that trust
me
going, and
right
that's the big
now?
issue here.
Who can you tell me right now that's a retired boxer that's doing swell?
Sugar Ray Leonard, he still got his 100 million.
One.
Yeah, well, you can
And
start
then
naming guys like Sugar Ray Leonard and Larry Holmes.
Bernard Hopkins is still well off.
Oh, Oscar. Yeah, for every one of those, like you guys are saying, there's so many of them that have nothing there day to day,
Right,
week to
but
week.
I'm
I
saying,
got that,
and that, some of them that, that was out there in that era, back in the 80s and 90s, some of them, are still doing great as far as financial wise. But man, I'm saying it is very, very, very tough, man.
it's very few. But Marvin, who was the cat that was fighting out of Salisbury? He was a Colombian cat, a dark skinned cat, and he
Oh,
was
he's
making his
in
money.
California now.
No,
He
no.
living
Oh,
in
he's in California now, but you know what I'm talking about, right? He was fighting in
Yeah, I know
Salisbury,
you're talking about. Yeah,
and he
it
was
was two
making his money in
brothers.
Salisbury before he got on Showtime, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he was making his
yeah,
money because he did his own promotions, and they have a community down there that served him because in Salisbury, there's a lot of Latinos down there, right?
yeah.
And he was
Mm-hmm.
selling to them, and he was doing good. I don't understand why most fighters don't
What
don't.
year was that?
That was how long ago was that, Marvin? Or
That was in
early,
the 90s.
and
Oh,
was it
okay.
the late '90s?
It was in the 90s. Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know what you're talking about. No. I just wasn't sure if you guys were talking about Edison Miranda but no, that Edison
No,
Miranda was
no,
early
no.
2000s. Yeah. So it wasn't him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a dark skinned guy, but he was Colombian, and he was
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
making.
Well, that's why I say
Yeah,
that because Edison Miranda is one of those few very popular dark skinned Colombians that made it big time, and I believe he was fighting on Showtime as well. That's what I was asking.
yeah. I can't
Yeah,
remember this
because
guy's name, but I'll go ahead and look it up because he
he
was
had
making
this
like
guy, he had a
two hundred
trainer
thousand
named
dollars a
Sam.
fight, right, Marvin? He was making about
Yeah,
$200,000 a fight. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yo,
But
shout out to Bruce Gas, Jazz and More. He jumped off, but everybody go subscribe to Bruce Gas, Jazz and More. That dude is a legend over here on YouTube, and what I consider legends as far as the commentary, because he talks the
mhm.
truth, man. He's always welcoming. He doesn't have no nonsense over there, man. It's all about him, his two toker, and just boxing talk, man. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Bruce Gas, man.
Yeah, Marvin. He got a good show. He plays the jazz
Yeah,
in the background and all that. It's
yeah,
real cool.
he's in
Cool
his
vibe.
70s,
Yeah.
man. He's in his 70s, man. He smokes his herb though, Marvin. He smokes his
All the
herb. You know what I'm saying?
time.
Don't
All the
smoke his herb.
time.
Well,
You know.
sometimes you gotta get yourself in the mood, man.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. He smokes his herb, but you know, he chilling as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he rock it right. He rock it right. I always love Bruce Gas, man. You know.
Oh, matter of fact, Mark Breland was here in town in Baltimore
Oh yeah.
because
Okay, go ahead and
he
speak on
works
that,
with,
Marvin.
he works with the guy that I work with, Dime. Dimes is the main event. Dominic Crowder, he's the main event for that fight at Coppin tomorrow. And Mark Breland was in town, you know. So what I do, I get the kids ready for camp, you know, and so I met some of the people that that works with him too, and they was thanking me for helping them out and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, Mark Breland was in town.
Man, yo, shout out to Mark Breland, man. Like, I never liked that nonsense that happened with his his name being
We're talking about
smushed
Wilder.
yeah, man. Yo, that all that nonsense, man. I really don't like that, man. Like, that dude's a stand-up guy, bro. Like, you don't smother somebody's name like that through the dirt when they've never shown any kind of like interest in being dirty. They you know what I'm saying? They love the sport. They're trying to help you. You don't I didn't. So shout out to Mark Breland. We actually didn't we speak to his son Troy on Summer Channel?
Yes, yeah. His son was hurt over that business too, man. His son was really
Where did we
really
speak to
upset
him? Was
about
it here
that.
on your channel?
Nah, it was on trying to think whose channel that was. I
Yeah,
don't know
we
whose channel
spoke to
that
him though.
was.
We
It's
spoke.
somebody's.
We
Yeah.
definitely we spoke to his son though. We spoke to his son,
Yeah,
and his son
how
was
old
pissed
is his
off.
son?
Yeah,
How
Huh?
old
Son's
is
in
his
his
son?
20s, isn't
yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, but the good thing is that all that slander didn't hurt his name because people know Vreeland's character. You know, he's been a
That's
staple
what
of
I'm
boxing
saying,
for
man.
years. So
Yeah.
nobody believe that bullshit. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody does.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, knock it off. Nobody believes that.
Yeah, but it sucks. It sucks that somebody would even attempt that, man.
Yeah,
Damn straight it
just
does.
throwing them words out in the universe like that, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Because some
Okay, you
people
know
gonna
what?
believe it, and some people did.
Okay,
yeah.
Marvin, man, how would you handle that if that was you? I've always wanted to ask you that question. How would you handle that situation?
Louis, somebody slander me like that.
Yeah, brother. Somebody said
Well,
great. No, but I
like
won't.
I'm saying, it's not really much you can do, because the person is still on the scene. But if people know who you are and know what you do, man, you got that to worry about, man. Because it's just people that I have out here that I didn't help, and I didn't get to get none of the residue from my help, you know. So you just got to move on, man, until you run into somebody that really want to make up for what everybody else and dug you with, and there's somebody out there, man,
I have this feeling that ain't nobody in Baltimore. That dude would have to move out of Baltimore. I don't know why I feel that way, but I got that feeling.
Yeah, yeah, man, and like but I'm saying, man, it's like that
Troy
everywhere you
always
go,
trying to
man.
sneak in a jab, bro. Like, was he like that in the gym? Was he always trying to sneak in that quick jab when you're not looking? Is that's Troy, right? And then he feel like he got the upper hand hitting you when you're not looking.
Yeah, well, Troy, he works the way he can work it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I know, man. Hey,
But,
listen, I'm gonna tell you the truth though. When we talk about character, I'm gonna say this. You know what I'm saying? Like Troy to me is a stand-up guy, bro. We grew up in the same area, and I know he's got a lot of love for you, and I've spoken to you off air, and everything that he said was verified by the way our conversations have gone. So, when it comes to that, hopefully you see the same character in myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I try to project myself like a human. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost,
you
all the
project
time.
yourself like you're real.
Exactly, and I appreciate that. And that's what I feel about you, and that's what I was trying to get to, is that a lot of people don't realize But you know, you pop up here, right? And here's the reason why. The reason why is because you got love for the sport, and we have
Mhm.
appreciation and respect for you. You know what I'm saying? And the
Mhm.
sport, unfortunately, doesn't have. You know, they talk about a diamond in the rough. You hear all the
Mhm.
time. You hear all the time. All they
Mhm.
got to do is tune in and listen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you know, sometimes it's hard for people to understand that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they prefer to just talk off the hip and just
Mhm.
clap retardedly, like, oh yeah, I got this, I know what I'm talking about, blah blah blah. But yet, how many 25 plus champions you created,
Mhm.
man? You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
people don't know that though. You see what I'm saying? And that's why
Mhm.
we love having you on, brother. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
just got to tell you that. Tip my hat off to you.
Mhm.
I appreciate you, brother.
Mhm. Yeah. You know, people just don't like hearing the truth, man. You know,
Hmm.
and then you know it's very rarely that you really talk to somebody that's really been in it. You know, that really
Yeah.
touched the field, got hit. You know, hit back. You know,
Hmm.
it's not many people out there, man, that really even have their senses. You
That's
know,
true.
and that's why a lot of times you don't really hear from these people, man, because they stay in it too long, man, and they get that damage, man. They can't even hold a sentence, man, or say a sentence, But I'm just glad that I got out when I got out, and hey, I'm gonna try to help
Yeah.
people in any way that I can, man. They gotta hear the truth, man, because you know you messing with people's lives, man. You know, and they need to know this knowledge, man, because there's a lot of knowledge out here that they should get. And you would hope that they would pass that same knowledge on to somebody else.
Hey Marvin, man, the fight I was talking about that's out of Salisbury is Fernando.
Let me
Yeah,
jump off.
Guerrero,
Let me jump out real
Fernando
quick though.
Guerrero.
I've been on for an hour, and I literally jumped on right after work. After I got to the crib, and I've been on here since, and I got to charge my phone. But yo, it's
Hmm.
always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. Like I said before, man, I got nothing but respect and love for you, Troy Grizzy, and also for you, Marvin. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
thank you, bro.
A
Thank
lot of
you.
people need to know your name. So keep popping up. Like I said, if we got to add something, Troy, instead of the three kings, bro, plus the sage or plus the oracle, then we shall
Mhm.
do that if he's gonna be popping up every
Campeonato.
Friday, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on.
Because
Okay.
we gotta give him his respect that's due as well. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But yo, shout out to Marvin, shout out to
Thank you,
Troy.
bro.
I'm out.
Thank you.
Yo, have a great weekend. I work tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be collecting debts and helping people out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hopefully I get some boxers. You know what I'm saying? And I could give them a
Yeah.
6-month payment plan or something like that. You know what I
All
mean? Like, we
right.
trying to work it out here. But hey,
Yeah.
I love you guys, man. Peace.
All right, bro. All right.
All right, brother. Be safe, man. Be safe. Be safe. All right, Marvin. Yeah, that was major. I don't know, but I'm gonna hang on here for a few more minutes. But yeah, then I'm gonna cut it off. We've been on for hours, so that's a
Yeah.
good, really good talk, man. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yes, yeah, So tell us what's next for your man, Mr. Mojo. Tell us what's going
Yeah,
on,
well,
man.
Mojo will be fighting October the 14th, back down Maryland Live. Yeah, and that's a very good venue down there, man. I
Yeah,
welcome
who's his
everybody to
opponent?
come and
You have
see
his
it.
opponent yet?
No, you don't have an opponent yet. Because this is in October, so I guess they'll wait probably next month sometime, throw a name at me. And I'll do a
Okay,
little investigation, you know,
cool,
and I'll
cool,
say,
cool.
nail
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He seems to be staying in Maryland Live, so that's gonna be his home spot from now on.
Yeah, well, we signed with the promoter, man, you know. So Tony Jetta is the promoter there. And we signed with him, you know. So that's where we're sticking right now, you know.
Okay.
I'm thinking we might get a showbox fight, man. We keep doing what we're doing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, question for you: You see anybody in the Maryland area, whether they're coming out of D.C., Baltimore, the suburbs up there, PG County? See anybody in the Maryland area that's gonna give your boy some competition?
Not right now. Not right now.
Okay, so
You know.
what about the surrounding areas like Philly? VA, Delaware, and anybody
Well,
around
he
there?
don't really, most of his fights haven't been from out of town. He only fought one local guy up in Philly, you know, but everybody else have been coming from other places, man. He ain't really fighting nobody from this area. He fighting guys from out of town in different states.
Just real quick, maybe you give him a little history of brother Mojo. You know how long you been working with him.
Yeah, well, Mojo, man, I've been working with him since, he was like maybe 14, 15 years old. He's 24. He had a pretty nice amateur record, and he wanted to turn pro, so I made things happen. And he's an up and coming guy, man. So just listen for the name. His name Ahmed Muhammad Jones. We call him Mojo. And Mojo is gonna handle it.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
and right now he fights at what 140, right?
He fights at 140. So eventually I'm trying to get him down to 135, for his height. But even though he can handle the weight class that he's in, but he just gotta work a little harder, you know. But I get him down to lightweight, man. He'll be breaking bones, man.
Exactly. Hey, where you got him running? Because I know there was this hill or something y'all used to run at. Where you got him?
Yeah,
Where you got him
Mount
running?
Kilimanjaro.
I don't even like the name of that, but yeah.
Yeah, but uh I pretty much I'm the trainer, right? And he gotta do what he gotta do to get himself ready for me. So I'm not the type of person, man, to ask you, man, you run today, you do this today. When you come to see me, I'm gonna do my part, but you gotta do your part. So, you know, the relationship that me and him have, is pretty cool. He respect me, I respect him. But each of us, we have a job to do, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
the trainer, right? And he got to do his thing to get himself ready for me to train him.
Everything's based on character.
That's right. That's right. And, he's a pretty good fighter, you know, and we'll see what happens, man. Because,
I see. I
you
see big
see,
things.
huh?
I see big things in the future, man.
Yeah, 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 yeah. All you got to do is just stay on the right path, man, you know. And we might be talking belt. Just like the kid Dominic Crowder, he's fighting for some kind of belt, some kind of WBA belt. Yeah. So,
You know what? I tell the story about how I took my three kids to your gym, and if I had it my way, they would have stayed, but they took the other sports. But if they would have
mhm.
stayed with you, man, we could have had something special because they're 6'6", 6'5", and 6'2".
Yeah, yeah, man.
So yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely could have had something special. Yeah, yeah. Because
Oh
truth is,
man.
like I told you, I trained them trained them up as much as I could at home, but I could only go but so far with my knowledge, right? And
Right.
then I'll bring them to you, and you take them the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And
I'm
I
I'm
would.
I'm I'm
Mhm.
known as the finisher.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, 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 yeah. Because I see the height that I never had. I got three different personalities I'm working with. Like the one in the middle that you met because he had some issues, right? So
Hmm.
he was the aggressive one. He thinks he can outpower everybody and all that. I told him that's not going to work all the time. It's
Right.
not going to work. And then the one that's older than him by 17 months or whatever, he actually hits harder, but he lacks confidence because he
Hmm.
has them long arms, right? And if he
Right.
steps into it and catch you at the end of his punches, he's going to knock you out. But he
Yeah.
doesn't
But see,
believe in
the thing
himself.
of it is, right, is that I've been doing this so long, man. I know how to get in these kids and people's mind, to make them or to hope or you know give them hope and make them feel good about themselves, make them feel good about their ability, you know. And it's just that you got to build a relationship with these people, and once you get that relationship built, man, you know, you can really go a lot of places with it.
Yeah,
You know.
and then the youngest one, the one who's 6'2", he just wants to impress me. That's why I think he
Mhm.
really wanted to get into boxing. But I told him you have to be able. Your true test is when you get hurt.
Yeah,
That's when
yeah,
you find out the truth about who you are. Because
yeah.
when I had
What's that saying? Mike Tyson say, "Everybody want to do this until they get hit." Something like that.
yeah,
You know, like
everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because I remember the first time I really got hit. I got what's called a 4 day, walking concussion. That's how
Yeah.
hard the brother hit me, right? And my ears were ringing. You know that ring, right? So because I was ridiculously aggressive in the ring when I was young, I didn't back away when he hurt me. When I should have backed away and jabbed and moved, but I tried to
Mhm.
fight him and he caught me again. And that's when my legs got a little bit weak, and so I had to keep moving, or else he would have killed me. And he almost killed me with an uppercut. So by the second round, I'm coming in there. He's hitting me, but he's starting to breathe hard, so his punches are not having that great of effect. And I hit
Mhm.
him at the end of his headgear, and it turns around where he can't see. So he's telling me he can't see, and I don't give a damn, Marvin. I
He
don't
had to
give
get
a
it back, man. Yeah.
So, so basically, the coach saw what was going on, told us both to get the hell out the ring because obviously we
Mhm.
were both tired. But I, I realized then that I couldn't catch my balance for the next couple of days, and that's when I told my mom. She said, "You're a damn fool. You should have told me earlier, so I take you to the hospital because you have a concussion." Right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man. But look, it's been over an hour, so I want to thank you for your time. Thank Major.
Okay, bro.
Thank everybody that came out. We're gonna do this again on Friday, man, and look, y'all, there is a heavyweight fight next Friday. We are gonna talk it up next Saturday. So when I come back Friday, we are gonna talk it up. We'll
Yeah.
see where that leads. And Marvin, if you had your choice and Crawford was your fighter, right?
Mhm.
Who would you put him in next with? Would it be Charlo, Spence, or far fetched as this sound, Tank?
Uh,
Who gets the most money?
I think Charlo will get the most money.
Seriously?
Yeah.
He doesn't have the biggest name out of the three I named.
Yeah, it don't really matter, man, because you know, he is a champ, man. Right? Ain't he a champ?
Mm-hmm.
So, like it can be built up and he can make some money off of that.
Yeah. But you know what happened? He got stripped of one of those belts, so he's not undisputed anymore.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Well, he
Yeah,
might not even take that fight because he's
maybe.
going for the undisputed in
Or
three weight
he
class.
might
I
fight
mean,
he might
in three
fight
divisions.
Zoo. He might fight Zoo and then fight Charlo and see what happens, and then he might retire after that.
Yeah, and he needs to retire, man. 36 is old for a small weight class like that. Like the heavyweights, they can hang around a little longer because most of the guys are slow. You know,
What okay, what about with Bernardo?
uh, as far as what?
He hung out till he was 50, till he got knocked out the ring.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm saying we got like a lot of different types. You know, see, he got on a habit of not eating anything that was bad for him. You know, he said that he hadn't had a damn Oreo cookie, man, in 10, 15 years or something like that, man. That's the type of person he was, man. He stayed strict to his diet, you know. He be telling you things that he don't eat, things that he don't do, you know. And that's what keeps him around long. That's what keeps you around long, man. You know.
Yeah. The dude was, I mean, he was so stubborn that Don King said it, Clay. He said he hated doing business with him because he was the
Yeah,
most stubborn ninja that he ever came across. Because he came with lawyers, plural, when he was doing business
yeah,
with King. He the lawyers, that's plural, not one. And he had to
yeah,
sit there and read the entire contract right in front of the man. And anything
yeah,
he didn't like, it got taken out the contract.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, what I'm saying, that's what you do, man. You know, because you don't know what these guys got planned for you, man. You know.
absolutely. But look, I'm gonna let you go, man, because I'm gonna shut this down. You always welcome, man. You're always
Okay,
welcome.
bro.
So
All right.
hopefully you're free next week, man. We'll have all the kings in here, myself, Ali, and
Yeah,
Major. I think Ali
yeah.
was tied up at the gym or something, he said, so he couldn't come out,
Okay.
right? But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely thinking, get your boy over here before October so we can promote the fight. You always say yeah, then I forgot.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. What I do, I'll transfer the link. You send it to me, I'll send it to him,
Yeah,
or you can
yeah,
send it to him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get him over here, and if you can get get a Philly back on here so we can find out what's going on with him, man.
Yeah, okay. All right,
Yeah,
man.
I got high hopes for him.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
All
You
right,
have a
so
good night, man. Thank you.
right.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been another, I called it a very great night of good boxing talk. We went all over the freaking place. It's just what happens. What happens? We started off with the White Joshua talk for all of about 30 seconds. And then we got on to Terrence Crawford. Then we just got onto the business of boxing, man, and needed a union and you know, just it needs a union, basically. But and a commission. In the commission, you ask for permission to hit them, and that's the truth because boxes, yeah, you think there's a lot of multi-million dollar boxers. They are not. 2% to 3% at the most are making the top money. The rest of them are basically struggling. They're 9 to 5ers. Most of them are probably Uber drivers or something like that. This is not a joke. This is not a lie. I'm not making any of this up. It's the reality of what the TI is right now. So uh, it's just what it is. Boxing is just it's rough. It's rough, yeah. It's rough. It's rough. It's rough. It's rough. It's rough. So you know, and the only thing stopping a union and a commission from being made is that it would take a whole deal of trust because a certain group would have to handle the money, and then there's the tiers, like different fighters at different levels would have to pay into the union for different tier protection, right? And that's what's holding it up. Trust, like who's going to handle the money and why should we trust them and da 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 da. And so until that happens, you'll continue to have fighters with no protection. You'll continue to have fighters who can die and nobody will cover their medical bills. You'll continue to have fighters who might get permanently hurt and then their families left with the burden of taking care of them for the rest of their lives, right? And because it's rough, I don't know how else to put it, but I I wish that when I was trying to get it done, myself and some other folks were trying to work on getting a union and a commission. Run into these brick walls that no, it can't be done, 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 it can't be done. Keep chipping away at somebody's soul like that, and then they tend to break down. But we gonna get back at it because that's my way of contributing and giving to the sport. People say, well, you don't buy fights and all that. Okay. But I want to do something everlasting, something that's going to not make a difference today, but make a difference tomorrow and for many, many more tomorrows. It's called legacy. That's what I'm about. But you hear the song playing in the background. It's Common and Bilal, the Sixth Sense. So bless up one and all as I leave you with that song playing in the background. Y'all have a blessed night, man. And for everybody that showed up and everybody that shall see you later, keep supporting, man, because the only place I can go is up. All right, and you're gonna be right there with me. All right. Birds aren't born flying; they have to gain the wings and actually gain the will and the strength to fly on their own. Mothers push them out the nest. So I'm still inside the nest right now, and I'm slowly gonna get out that nest and soar very high. You know, and you're gonna be right there with me. Bless up and big up yourself.
In front of 2-inch glass and Arabs, I order fries. Inspiration when I write, I see my daughter's eyes. I'm the truth. Cross the table from corporate lines, immortalized by the realness I bring to it. If Revolution had a movie, I'd be theme music. My music can even fight, dream to it. My life is one big rhyme, I tried to scheme through my shells. Never knew what that divine to bring through it. I'd be lying if I said I didn't want millions. More than money saved, I want to save children. Dealing with alcoholism and Afrocentricity. A complex man showing off the electricity. Reality is twisting me. This industry will make you lose intensity. The common sense in me remembers the basement. I'm Morpheus in this hip hop matrix, exposing fake. Rap real, so fit. And you know, you should know. Rap for the black people. This rap real, so you know, you should know. Rap real.
Bless up one and all. Have a good night.